Mini Schnauzers, small, sophisticated, and well-mannered little gentlemen, right? Well, not exactly. I mean, there's a reason why they're known as the mini mustached mischief makers, or why memes like this exist, or this. From their larger-than-life attitude to their selective hearing, which conveniently stops working from time to time, here are 9 things owners wished they knew before getting a miniature schnauzer. Number 1. They're tiny watchdogs with a big mouth reputation. The smaller the dog, the smaller the bark, right? Nope, not this time. Miniature schnauzers bark like they're guarding Fort Knox, and their volume is downright impressive. In fact, one owner said, "I knew they were known for barking, but I didn't realize it was because of the piercing volume. She's mostly chill at home and we're working hard to stop barking at other dogs on walks. But oh my, the volume out of this small dog is impressive." These dogs were bred as alert dogs, so their job is literally to notice everything and tell you all about it. A squirrel, a shadow, a breeze, bark. You can't stop it entirely, but early socialization helps. Expose them to car rides, parks, and people early on to reduce fear-based barking. Another trick is to give them a designated watch spot. Some owners like to set up watchtowers with doggy stairs by a window. Turns out, a schnauzer with a front row seat is a little calmer. And while you won't silence them completely, with training, you can dial it down from emergency siren to mildly concerned town crier. Number 2. They work for themselves, and not for you. Miniature schnauzers are whip smart, but don't expect them to be eager little servants hanging on your every word. Unlike breeds that thrive on pleasing their owners, schnauzers have their own agenda, and you're just along for the ride. In fact, one owner admitted, "They're fiendishly clever animals, but not terribly biddable," which means they're smart as a whip, but work mostly for themselves, not for humans. This means training can be a battle of wills. They know what you're asking, but they also know they have options. Sometimes they'll cooperate. Other times, they'll act like they suddenly forgot what sit means. Their independence makes them entertaining, but also frustrating if you're expecting instant obedience. But here's the trick. Make it worth their while. Schnauzers respond well to positive reinforcement, treats, praise, and fun challenges. If training feels like a negotiation rather than an order, you'll get much better results. At the end of the day, a mini schnauzer isn't your employee, but with the right motivation, they might just be your most entertaining coworker. Number 3. Mini will be lively puppies for their entire lives. Most dogs mellow out with age, but apparently miniature schnauzers missed that memo. These little dynamos have a puppy's energy well into their senior years, making them one of the most youthful dog breeds, both physically and mentally. One mini schnauzer owner explained, "Yes, they're energetic. Ours acted and looked like a puppy until the day she died. That's what made it so hard to euthanize her. She'd been sick before, but always bounced back." Even as they get older, they love to play, stay active, and zoom around the house like they just discovered how their legs work. This endless energy is, without question, adorable, but it can also be downright exhausting if you were hoping for a laid-back couch buddy. To keep them happy and prevent boredom-induced mischief, daily exercise is a must. Walks, playtime, and mentally stimulating activities like puzzle toys. On the bright side, you'll always have a dog that feels young at heart. Number 4. They're called tiny sharks for a reason. Bringing home a mini schnauzer puppy? Well, you better get ready, because for the first year, your fingers, toes, and anything within reach are fair game. These little dogs don't just play, they chomp, and they do it a lot. One mini schnauzer owner said, "Make sure you supervise them together because the puppies are quite nippy, or mine sure was. He's 3 now, and a lot more chill. I barely trained him. Once he hit 2 years old, his biting calmed down to about 90%. Mini schnauzer puppies tend to be extra mouthy, And if you let them get away with biting hands during playtime, they'll think that's normal. Before you know it, guests will be walking through your door only to be greeted with a playful but unwanted nip. To break the habit, use a firm no bite and immediately redirect them to chew a toy. Some owners swear by letting out a dramatic ouch to mimic how puppies correct each other. And if all else fails, wear them out. A tired Schnauzer is a less bitey Schnauzer. Number 5. Mini Schnauzers are low shedding but high maintenance. So you've heard that Mini Schnauzers don't shed much. Well, that's actually true. Miniature Schnauzers are considered hypoallergenic because they don't shed fur like most dogs. Instead, they lose hair gradually, much like humans, which helps reduce allergens in the home. But before you celebrate a fur-free home, here's the catch. They still need regular grooming. A lot of it. In fact, one owner said, "They're pretty low shedders, but they do require many trips to the groomer. We kept ours in a puppy cut, and I think she went in every month or so." Their wiry double coat doesn't fall out like other breeds, but it keeps growing, which means trips to the groomer every 6 to 8 weeks are a must, unless you want them looking like a scruffy little moth. Keeping their iconic beard and fluffy eyebrows tiny? That's another challenge. Oh, and their nails grow fast, so regular trims are a must too. Here's a pro tip. Get them used to handling early. Rubbing their paws and ears every day helps them feel comfortable during grooming and vet visits. Trust me, a mini Schnauzer that cooperates with a groomer is a rare and beautiful thing. Number 6. Be careful what you feed them. If there's one thing mini Schnauzers absolutely love, it's food. But just because they'll eagerly beg for table scraps doesn't mean their stomachs can handle them. These little dogs are prone to digestive issues, food sensitivities, and even liver problems. So what you feed them matters. Big time. One Schnauzer owner explained, "They can have sensitive tummies. Be consistent with food and treats. They are little fatties. But don't let that influence you to feed them people food. It will most likely cause a sore tummy." That said, a low-fat diet is especially important for this breed. Schnauzers are at risk for pancreatitis and liver issues, so many owners opt for vet-recommended food with 6% fat content or less. If your Schnauzer is prone to allergies, you may also notice skin issues tied to diet. So what's the best approach? Keep their meals consistent, avoid table scraps, and always check fat content on treats. Because while they may beg like pros, their stomachs don't always agree with their appetite. Number 7. They're notorious for being little mischievous troublemakers. If you think mini Schnauzers are all about dignified beards and serious expressions, think again. These little dogs are absolute troublemakers in disguise. Beneath that scruffy exterior is a mastermind plotting their next act of mischief. They love to steal socks, shred paper towels, and sneak food the second you look away. And don't even think about leaving snacks unattended. If they can reach it, it's theirs. Some owners swear their Schnauzers have selective hearing, conveniently ignoring commands when they're up to no good. And the best part? They know exactly what they're doing. They'll snatch your slipper and parade it around like a trophy, or give you the classic, "Who, me?" look after knocking something off the counter. If this sounds like a nightmare, I'd like to introduce you to mental stimulation. A bored Schnauzer is a mischievous one, so keep them busy with puzzle toys, training games, and plenty of playtime. Because, let's be honest, outsmarting a mini Schnauzer is a challenge in itself. Number 8. Pound for pound, mini Schnauzers are the most stubborn dogs ever. If mini Schnauzers had a motto, it'd be, "I'll do it, but only if I feel like it. Maybe." These little dogs are incredibly smart, but they absolutely march to the beat of their own drum. In fact, they can be as stubborn as a mule, and they know it. One owner said, "They're stubborn, like a mule stubborn, like nothing I've ever seen before stubborn. Luckily, ours was also a good dog and never really got into trouble. But if they want something, they'll get it." Training them can feel like negotiating with a tiny, bearded lawyer. They'll pick up commands quickly, but when they're not in the mood, suddenly those commands don't exist. Some owners even struggle with leash training. Schnauzers are notorious for planting their butts down and refusing to budge if they don't feel like walking. The secret is to make it rewarding. These dogs respond best to positive reinforcement, so treats, praise, and a variety in training sessions keep them engaged. Because once you convince a Schnauzer that listening is their idea, you'll have one of the best trained dogs around, at least until they decide otherwise. Number 9. What every owner needs to know about their health issues. For the most part, Mini Schnauzers may be sturdy little dogs, but they come with a few health concerns that owners need to be mindful of. If you want your Schnauzer to live a long, happy life, diet and routine checkups are key. One of the biggest risks? Pancreatitis and diabetes. This breed has a low tolerance for high-fat foods and excessive sugar, which means most human food is a no-go. A single greasy treat could trigger serious digestive issues, and long-term poor diet can lead to chronic health problems. As mentioned, owners recommend sticking to dog food and no more than 15% fat to help prevent complications. In addition, Schnauzers are also prone to skin allergies and bladder stones, so keeping an eye on their diet, hydration, and any unusual symptoms is important. While these health risks sound scary, with proper care, routine vet visits, and a well-balanced diet, Mini Schnauzers can live long, healthy, and energetic lives. Mischief indeed. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.